Hello, my name is Wafiy bin Azmi. My metric number is 20234363 and 14. So today I'm going to present the assignment 1 video presentation, which is ArrayList and LinkedList. So moving to part A, where we are required to develop an ArrayList question from the left sheet. So we can choose either to develop a rainfall or employee system. So I choose to develop a rainfall. So let's take a look at our code. So first and foremost, of course, we need to see our rainfall classes. So let's see. So as always, from the coding, I realized we only need to take our rainfall and only a month data from the main. So we will develop our classes as usual. We develop constructor, set and get method, and something like that. So for my additional method, I make a month converter method. So where it will return a string value, and it will accept an integer value. Whereas this integer value is actually a number of month, like first month, second month, or third month, so on. So what is this code do? This code will change our integer value to the string value. So let's say first month. So for the first month, we change the value to the January. So for the second month, we'll change it to the February. For the third month, it will change it for the March, and so on. So then it will return it will return our month, it will return a string. So that's for the rainfall. So now let's take a look at the rainfall application. So for the ArrayList, we are allowed to use the ArrayList library, built-in library. So it just simply we import java.util.arraylist. But since we are using scanner, we are importing all of the util library. So as usual, we will declare and initialize our variable and normal. However, if we want to apply ArrayList, we need to make it to declare like an object. So we make ArrayList as a data types and ArrayList name and the constructor. So next, I use while condition to make a looping. So the rainfall is much greater than 0, so it to prevent the negative value, and the month is less than 12. So now I want to highlight how the add method we use in this code. So how to add array? So add method is basically to add the element of the ArrayList. So it is just simply by ArrayList name dot add dot rf, which is stand for the object of the rainfall. So so inside the bracket must be an object. Next, I want to highlight this in the for conditions. The for condition, we use dj less than month dot size. So which is the size is the method that used to count the element of the ArrayList. So basically, is j is less than 12. So next, the get method. We use the get method to access the content of the ArrayList. So basically the content of the ArrayList. So rf. So when we casting the get month into the data type of the rainfall, it is because originally when we accessing the ArrayList, it will return the data type of the object. So in order to process our data, we need to casting it to the rainfall classes. So next, so this is how we calculate. So this is how we calculate the average, and this is how we determine how to find the highest and the lowest by using the if and then condition. So this is how I print out the all of the output. So let me show the demonstration. So first, we enter the amount of rain according to the month. So this is the first month. So let's say 100, and for the second is also, and so on. And now, as we can see at the output here, output console, you can see the total amount of rainfall this year, which is 1,200 liter. Average amount is 100 liter per month, and our month with most rain is the April, and least rain is March. So that's all for the first question. So let's move to the linked list. So we are given two questions. So before we entering our questions, I want to explain about the node classes. So how I implement the node classes is by using the object data type, and the variable name is data. So node next. So this is used as a reference to point our next node. So next node. So it will make the linked list link between the nodes. So this is our constructor nodes object. So this is just a simple constructor like we always do. So now let me explain about the linked list lab sheet. So first we declare first three nodes. It is first nodes, last nodes, and current nodes. So we had the constructor, which is first is equals to null, last is equals to null, and current is equals to null. And second, we had the method is empty, which is to check whether the linked list is empty. It is just return the first. It will check the first nodes. If it's null, then it will return true. So then we had the insert from the front. So this one is done by creating a new nodes. We create a new elements. It will receive an element for the constructor. So first of all, it will check if it's empty. If it's empty, then the first node will become a new node, and the last node will become a new node. Then otherwise, if we had multiple elements already, so we said the new nodes will be linked to the first nodes. Then after that, the first nodes will become the new nodes. So we set the first node as a new node, something like that. So then we had the insert from the back. So as the same as before, we create a new nodes using a nodes class. Then we check if empty. If it was the empty, then the first will become the new nodes, and the last will become a new node. Otherwise, we will connect the last node to the new nodes. Then after we connect the new node with the last nodes, then we set a new node as the last node using this statement, and then we had to remove from the front. by using the remove from the front, first of all we declare the object to remove item variable will act as the restore the object that we want to remove. But first we set it as a null, then we check if it's empty. If it's empty, then it will return the removed item. Then else, if not, then the remove item is set as the first node because we want to remove item from the front. And then after that, if the first is equals to last, then the first and the last node will become null. Otherwise the first node will be changed as the second nodes. So the second nodes will become the first nodes using this statement. So then we will remove the item. Next, the remove from the back. As always, we will declare the new object, the remove item. Then we will check our linked list. After that, the remove item is set to the last node using this statement. And then we check whether the first node is equals to last. Then if the code is satisfied, if the condition is satisfied, then the first and the last node will become null. And then otherwise, the current will become the first. By using this loop, the current will traverse one by one nodes to another until the second last nodes. Then when current is arrived at the second last nodes, then the second last node will become the new last nodes by using this statement. And then the last node will become null by using this statement, and then it will return the remove item. Next, we had the method of the get first. First we will check if our linked list is empty like always. Otherwise, if it's not empty, then current will become the first. Then if the current will become the first, then we will return the current data using this statement. So we will get the first data of the nodes. Next, get next public get next. By using this, we will check if current is equals to last. If the current were the last node, then it will return to the null. Then if not, then the current will take the next element. Then it will return the next element using this statement. Next, we will see at the question 1 for the linked list. So for the linked list, we usually use how we declare the linked list is by just like we declare an object. So this is the data type. We usually linked list lab sheet, which is we recently made the class. So this is the name and this is the constructor. So this is for the input purpose. So how do we insert in the linked list? So there is a two way: insert from the back and insert from the front. So this is insert from the front, whereas the data will be inserted to be the first in the nodes in the linked list. So it just simply type the name dot and the insert front. So this is the data type. This is the data type, which is the object. So next, we had insert from the back. So it is just simple also by typing the name of the list and then dot insert back. So and the object. So this is the name Amon, Wafiy, Aiman, Amin. So to process the linked list is quite tricky. So first of all, we need to declare the name. We need to declare the new object. So we set it as a null, so it will become a buffer, acts as a buffer. And then we need to declare an object. So we don't care whatever the variable name is, but we're going to name this thing as a data. So now we set the data we set the data to fetch the first element in the linked list. And now after the data, save the data after the data get the first element in the linked list. We can use the while loop we can use the while loop. So what does this mean? It means the loop will end after the data is traversed from one node to another until the last nodes. So now this is how we process, and this is how we use the get next. The get next is used, like I said earlier, the get next is used to traverse one by one to traverse nodes, the data from one to one nodes to another until the last nodes. So this is how we use the remove from the front and from the back. It is just simple, but just typing the list dot remove from list dot remove from back, and this is also the process. It's just the same, but we only change this statement between this. But however, the first and the last statement must be the same. So this is the process. This is the process to find the string, and this is the process to print out all the name in the list. So that's all. So let's run. As we can see at our console output, this is our list: Amin, Aiman, Wafiy, and Amon. This is way before we alter our linked list. So as the code pass by, we perform the remove from and remove from the back. So Amin and Aman will be removed from our linked list. So our element is just 3, 1, 2, 3, which is Wafiy, Aiman, Wafiy, and Amon. So for next operation is to find the Amon. So this string Amon is in our list. So because we just only delete Amin and Aman, but we still had the Amon in our list. So this code is returning something correct. So then the question is asking for us to return all the names remaining in our linked list, which is Wafiy, Aiman, Wafiy, and Amon. So that's all for this one. We will look at the question number 2. So same as before, to declare the linked list, we need the data type, which is the linked list lab sheet, and the name of the list and the constructor. If you wonder for this one, I made the temporary linked list to store the data for the temporarily for the future process. So we declare and initialize like always. So for the process of this, usually this is the customer. After I fetch all of the data of the required information from the customer, I will then declare the new class, the new class, which is the customer. Then will put the customer data type, then will add it to the list by insert by front, which is the simple the list dot insert front, and then customer, which is the object. So next, this is the process where I want to insert from the back. The process is just the same, but this is the syntax that they change all of it because we use the list dot insert back. So next, for the process 3, we want to remove the data. However, I did not develop the linked list operation to make to remove the okay. So how do we make this? We use the while loop. I made a while loop. For the first loop, it is used to copy all of the element in the linked list, excluding the element that we want to remove by using this condition. If search is not equal, then c.getIC. For the search is the IC that we want to remove. So all of the data from the linked list will be copied except the one that we want to remove. And then as always, and then after that, after I copy all of the data, I delete all of the data, all of the elements in the original linked list. So then I start the data, I reset it, the data I set for the to point at the remove list at the first element at the remove data at the temporary linked list. So then I recover all of the information from the temporary linked list, which is remove list to the original list by using this. So then I insert all of it one by one, so it copy back to the original list. So then after all of the process, the original list will not included the removed data. And then for the last process, which is to search an information by using phone number. So this is just a simple process. I use boolean. This boolean is for the condition for the display purpose. First I set it as a false. So then as always, to process a linked list, we need to declare data. We need to initialize the data to the first element in the linked list. So then after I done so, all of these are the same. However, there is a condition here, there is a statement here that allow us to perform this operation. So if find the number that we want to find is same as the element in our linked list, it will show the option of the detailed information. So and the boolean with font will return true. So it will display all of the information. So then if it returns true, so then this line will not executed, which is this line will show if there is no data available, then it will display the information is not available. So for this last condition, this is for the end the loop and end the session. So that's all. So now let me show the demonstration. So now let's see our data. So as we can see for you, so everything is according to the order. So now let's search for one of our data. So insert phone number, let's search for the Wafiy. So Wafiy number telephone is 11542930. As we can see, the output is name Wafiy. So the output is correct. So now let's remove some data. Enter IC, let's remove the column data. So now let's search for the columns data, whether it still exists or not. So 65430. So information is not available. So now let's end our session. So yes, so that's all.